Alright boys, welcome back to the Grand Cross video. Today we're not going to be a tavern, and instead we're heading over towards the Reddit because we have what seems to be the community reaction towards actual Ragnarok Festival, which is going to be one of the most controversial ones because this is the first festival character that, well, isn't from 7 Days Since. Curious to what people think here and also who it could be. Right now I think the predictions right now are probably going to go towards Hela or Hell, which is where I believe the actual group of 70 Sins and obviously Finria are heading to in the underworld, and she is, well, probably gonna look nice. If it's like Marvel, I'm all for it, boys. Like a green cat, if she's green, we don't know. But if she's green and is, you know, nice and hot like Freya, then who cares, right? Give her a festival all she wants. But my biggest problem so far about this Ragnarok Festival is just the fact that it's now taken a slot for would have been a new 70 Sins character. Not going to go on a massive tangent right now, but essentially the only time we really get new 17's characters is when we get a festival character. And if you look at this past year, we've only really been getting more collabs, OCs, and things that aren't really 70 Sins. We've actually gotten more non-70 characters than 70 Sins. So when we do get a festival character, it's typically, okay, cool, a new 70 Sins character, right? Like Demon King, like Barn. The only time we got a new 70 Sins character this year that wasn't a festival was obviously Tristan. So one time in a whole year, basically, or if you add the festival, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. We've only gotten 4 new 70 characters this year, excluding the typing colors that you get normally. So once again, this would have been nice to get a new festival character, and now that we're getting a Ragnarok, it's kind of replaced that slot. And festivals, you know, the kind of rare quantity. We only get like 6 a year basically. So to have one replaced with an actual Ragnarok when there's so many deserving characters in the 70 Sins lore, that's the upsetting part. And once again, I don't mind Ragnarok. I mean, to be fair, to himself, it's basically a festival character, how good he is. So I don't really care about the character being good or rare. It's just I'm annoyed that we're now taking a slot that would have been traditionally a 70s character. So that's the only thing I'm really upset about. That being said, though, you know this is probably going to be one of the best banners we've ever gotten in comparison towards the end of the year, because you can imagine they're going to return Miel, probably going to return Escanor, they're going to return the big bad boys, all the Monty People characters, Tyr as well. It's going to be a nasty banner because they're going to want people to summon this banner, and normally festivals are the time to summon. And yeah, it being a Ragnarok festival, Netmob already has to push it forward to make people actually want to summon. So let's see what people think in the community. So I hope it's going to be Odin or Forza Festival. They've already confirmed, or not already, but Alexis 70 Leaks has already confirmed that they have not appeared in story mode, so it can only really be Loki or Hela or maybe Boulder if you class him not being shown. But I think I'm hoping that it could go towards obviously Hela. Loki may be a bit too soon. I think maybe towards the end of the series of Ragnarok. But yeah, okay, we're getting called out here, boys. Personally, I'm hyped. A lot of people are excited. It's only the YouTubers that hate it. Once again, I don't hate it. It's just like, you know, I think it would have been fine if we gotten more 70s characters this year, but the fact that we've gotten, you know, more non-70s characters, and the only time we're supposed to get a 70s character is now been replaced with an actual you know, Ragnarok. A little bit upsetting to see, but once again, I'm fine with it. And once again, boys, to be honest with you lot, I mean, King, to be honest with you lot, I'm probably going to skip anyway. If this is King, it would have been hyped to see him and to have some support of Elaine. But like, September Festival, the most likely is skip anyway because we're heading towards the end of the year. And the end of the year is going to be probably Chaos Alpha or 4 Nights or, you know, a new Medionis, right? 2 must summons back to back, 1 month apart. Right now, everyone should be safe for that banner. So it makes sense. I will say it does make sense that Netmob would choose to race an actual Ragnarok Festival at this time, because this is where most people should skip. Looking back at past banners, we don't know how it's going to work because Light and Darks, if this character will be Light and Dark. But normally the September Festival is on the actual New Year Festival's banner. So yeah, if anything, I'm recommending skipping this banner before the character even comes out. But if it's Hela and she's hot, you know, we're gonna have to summon, and she's unknown as well, so you lot know I love unknown, so like, this is a W for me, but like, I would have preferred a King, even though I wouldn't have used him as much, even though I wouldn't have liked him as much, probably because he's King on the fairy team. I actually prefer an OC unknown character, assuming the unknown. So once again, this is W for me, but you know, you can still criticize Netmarble and say, hey, what you doing, without, you know, it being as, hate it. Alright, so scrolling past a ton of hate towards a certain YouTuber. On one hand, kind of lame since the story still has enough characters that they can really put out on a mid-tier festival. I mean, I don't think there's really a mid-tier festival. Diane, many people call mid-tier, but I didn't think so. I think that's just one of the main characters. Of course, people are obviously high in the rankings, but I still don't think there's been a mid-tier character. Depends on how good they are. Diane wasn't that good when she came out a little bit, so that's why people call her mid. If she was actually broken, actually came broken after we got obviously Tamio Grace. And he also does say, and I kind of said this earlier on as well, it's just a random festival. It's not like, you know, New Year's. It's not the actual global anniversary. It's not the JP anniversary. So it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of a mid, like no one really cares about this festival in a way. So, it's not too bad to get a Ragnarok Festival now. Ragnarok Fest means I can grab Freya and tier copies. To be fair, even if it wasn't a festival, they probably would have been in the banner. But now you know the banner's going to be good. Because normally our 600 down banners are actually really, really bad. I mean, look at Elaine, right? She's not a festival, but look at the state of her banner. Imagine we got an actual, you know, new Hela that's, you know, 600 down banner. You probably would have had Freya on the banner. And that probably would have been just it, right? You would have had this really, really bad lineup. But at least with the Ragnarok banner, you know it's going to be good. Because it's going to have Freya tier, probably a lot of the Ragnarok characters, and hopefully some actual light and dark characters too, to make the banner even worth summoning. Someone just say that he's thinking that the new character could be towards Sigfrid, is that actually his name, which is Sigurd's father. Once again, I always thought we were going to get Sigurd at a festival, like some powered up version. I think Loki is the more likely one here, but just some brainstorm I had. Someone does say they are going to the underworld or Loki's birthplace, so it could really be both here. I will say, if it is Loki, he is a giant, so, you know, getting Loki as a festival giant that might buff at festivals might actually make Eren good. Who knows, right? Once again, going towards the banner, I think it has the potential to be one of the best banners of the year. Tier beast characters, Scarly Freya. I mean, to be fair, I haven't gone green Freya. I want more these for obviously Tier. He doesn't really need it. The guy does insane damage at 1/6, and also Red Miguelda. So like, this is going to be a really, really good banner, especially with obviously Elizabeth coming out. Summoning this banner may actually be beneficial just because you're going to get all the PvE characters that you actually need, and hopefully if you do get Elizabeth, who probably won't be the banner, then you have what you need to hopefully clear every single demonic people character. Once again, W there. Someone also brings up the OCs. Someone says, why Ragnarok, but why not give a festival towards the OC characters? The OC storyline just kind of started. We haven't really developed too much about it. I do imagine one of the catastrophes will get a massive power up, or if not, Subnak, the actual green girl, who I like, by the way. So she could be a festival character in the future, and since we've now got a Ragnarok Festival, it's very likely we're going to get a Ragnarok OC in the future. So if you're a big fan of Subnak and who she is and how she looks, then definitely probably obviously start saving for it now, because we're going to head into 4 nights, and obviously it might be until like mid next year until we get an OC festival, but that's something to look out for. Someone does say here that they're praying for Hela, which once again I actually would prefer to be her, or Loki. I guess would be still kind of cool, but he just dropped a Mother Snap, and how good he is a Mother Snap is kind of annoying, so I don't want Loki. But someone does say I'm excited to see this through, although I'm sure many are going to be disappointed that it's not another main series 76 character. But I love the OCs in Grand Cross, and also their stories are the main thing that keep me interested. That's interesting, because whenever I talk about OCs and, you know, do my breakdowns and all the other stuff, generally it gets less views than most things, and no one really cares too much. So it's still nice to see people actually care about the OCs in some way, right? I'm sure people like playing the content and game and maybe don't want to watch YouTube videos about it, but it's still nice to see someone actually say it. Alright, so heading over to my actual comments here, which is obviously you guys left over. If it's a story update for Ragnarok, it's probably going to be Hela or Boulder. Once again, probably either, I don't think Boulder, because we already seen him in story mode, so definitely going towards Hela or Loki. Even though Ragnarok isn't hyped, the banner will be sick. We kind of already went through that, so we're going to quickly go past that one. It's nobody in story yet. Obviously, we kind of talked about that in the video and now as well, so it's got to be Hela. 7KD Dreamless does say Hela will be hyped too. I wouldn't mind, and I wouldn't thought too. Honestly, if this is 4, I genuinely wouldn't have a problem, because it's 4, right? I mean, I would have thought she would have a festival to begin with, but now we don't know who it's going to be, and it could be anyone. It could fumble it, because they kind of fumbled this Elaine and also LR King. So yeah, we're waiting to see it. Finally, I can escape this tragic banner. Once again, it could be a really good banner. Asian deliveries, the same excited. Once again, I'm kind of excited. People are excited for it, man. It's gonna be cool to see, but like, it could have been better. That's the whole point. I mean, festivals are always hype, regardless of who it is. It just could have been even better, right? Which is why I'm really excited for 4 nights. Which, by the way, a new trailer is dropping tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that one. We're gonna have a reaction on this channel. But once we get 4 nights, it's gonna be a ton of new characters, ton of characters from the actual lore 76, which I'm very excited about. I hope it's Odin. I'll spend. I mean, we technically haven't. I know we have seen him actually. I don't think it'll be Odin at this point. Personally, I hope it's low key, and also the 7 deadly OCs. I mean, it's kind of what it's turned into at this point. So boys, let's go wrap up today's video. Once again, my actual opinion right now is I don't really care too much because I think this banner is going to be skipped anyway, in a sense that you should only really be saving for the end of year characters, like probably Case Arthur and new Medios, or whoever it may be, Percival or something like that. So it's worth not skipping. We'll see what the character does and who it is and how they actually interact with the game, and to see if they actually do change the D meta. I do imagine the banner will be probably a bit godly in terms of getting PvE characters, so it's probably going to be worth summoning in that sense. We're still missing some characters because the actual 76 Grand Cross hasn't updated it just yet, but I generally wouldn't mind if we had a ton of 76 characters this year. I mean, if you can disagree, but generally this has been the worst year for Grand Cross, and that is basically a fact. You can argue in the comments about it, but that is true, and mainly because the characters we've gotten this year have all been, one, a lot of PvE characters, which doesn't really make too much sense. Also, a lot of non-76 characters. If we look at last year, we've got a ton of new characters, ton of cool characters, where this year we got a ton of really weird releases, and when we do get 76 characters, like obviously the DCL, like Goddess Elizabeth, to just like, what are they thinking, right? Alright, so I think it's gonna wrap it up. Let me know what you think. I believe we were supposed to get the actual countdown for like the D-Day, D-Day 3, basically. It might start tomorrow. If they don't actually do a countdown, that's kind of embarrassing. They probably even know at that point as well. I guess it'd be kind of hard to tease something Ragnarok related when we don't know what it could be. So I don't know what number I was planning. But regardless, we're going to be getting Fortnite's news tomorrow. That isn't related to Grand Cross, like I already said, but it's going to be exciting. So, boys, thank you for watching, and yeah.